But first to a developing story on Sydney's lower North Shore. Reporter Keith Breen joins us now from Mosman, where the New South Wales Police bomb squad has been involved in a delicate operation where an 18-year-old woman is thought to have had an explosive device attached to her. Keith, this may be one of the most brutal standoffs we've ever seen in Australia. What's happening?
Quite an extraordinary and terrifying drama unfolding here in a very wealthy suburb of Sydney. At 2:30 this afternoon, police got a call from the 18-year-old woman who is in still the house behind us, saying that she had had what she thought was an explosive device forcibly attached to her. Now, there are reports that it's around her neck. We haven't had those confirmed. But from 2:30 onwards, the authorities have come down here. The bomb squad has been out here in force, fire personnel and ambulance personnel. This whole street has been evacuated. Neighbours have been taken out of their houses. And for 8 hours now, bomb disposal teams have been inside that house. Apart from the 18-year-old girl, everyone else has been evacuated. Her two parents are outside communicating via the police, but they're not allowed inside. So we have this extraordinary, terrifying situation of the 18-year-old woman sitting inside that house, just with bomb disposal experts, trying to assess whether this device attached to her is indeed a bomb, as she clearly believes it is, and if it is, how to go about removing it. Now, police haven't given us too much information, too much specific information about that device, but here's what they told us a little earlier.
The young lady remains in the house with the device. Specialist police are with the young lady and continue to work to verify exactly what we're dealing with. We still do not know that. Until such time as we do know exactly what we're dealing with, we will continue to treat this matter with the utmost seriousness. We will not be saying too much more than that at this particular point in time. There are good operational reasons for us continuing to play our cards very close to our chest.
Confirm whether there's been any command made.
At this point in time, we are working through a number of lines of inquiry. We have clearly found some items in the house that we're having a very close look at, and our investigators are reviewing that material fairly closely.
Has this family been subject to any extortion?
I'm not going down that road.
Keith, the question there was about whether this could be a particularly gruesome extortion threat. The police are not talking about that, but there are rumours that that's what's happening. Have you heard anything yourself?
That's right. Yeah, initially, this story, when it broke, was reported as possibly the woman was threatening to blow herself up. It's emerging into a very different story now. The Serious Crime Squad are leading this investigation, and one of their areas of expertise is extortion. The police themselves mentioned that word in one of the press conferences they gave. And so what seems to be emerging is a picture of quite a bizarre extortion attempt against this 18-year-old woman and her family. We're in a very wealthy suburb, as I say, of Sydney, and it would appear that a wealthy family has been targeted. We are hearing stories of an intruder getting into the house early afternoon and perhaps attaching this potentially explosive device to the 18-year-old woman. And it does appear, at this stage at least, to be in some way connected with extortion. There's talk of even a ransom note being attached to the device, but as yet that hasn't been confirmed. We're expecting to hear more from police in about 5 minutes. That's what they're telling us at the moment.
Yeah, Keith, we'll try to come back to that press conference if and when it happens. New South Wales Police obviously trying to work out what exactly they can tell us at this point. But very briefly, is there any word at all on her state of mind? She must be in extraordinary distress, you would imagine.
You would imagine, wouldn't you? One thing the police did say, though, actually, is that she's in a very calm state, and one would presume that is because they've had specialist counsellors in there with the bomb disposal experts. Their job, obviously, is to try and keep her calm while they try and work out exactly what the device is, whether it's safe, and how to disarm it.
Keith, we thank you for that, and we'll try and come back to the press conference if and when it happens.